Hi everybody, I'm Joey Paul and I'm an indie author, and this is the second random booktube video of February. I apologise for the croaky voice and the neck brace. I have been having problems with my neck and it helps. Today I'm going to be answering questions from readers. I've had a bunch sent to me and I've picked 10 of the best ones, but I will be doing them again in the coming months, so don't worry if your question didn't get answered. So here we go. Number 1. How did you get started in writing? Was it a lifelong passion or something you fell into? It was kind of something I fell into. When I got sick, I'd already been writing and it felt like the right thing to continue doing because the prospect of spending the rest of my days doing nothing just terrified me. So writing was something that I could do and something that I enjoyed, and out of that was born a career. It was not a lifelong passion. I've always had an overactive imagination. I was always told that as a kid and it wasn't always a good thing. But having said that, I can't think of anything else I'd rather be doing than writing, so it kind of worked out for the best for me. Number 2, why do you write young adult? Probably because when I started writing I was 19, or when I first started writing my first book I was 13 and then took it apart when I was 19. So I was a young adult, although it's close to being a young adult, and it felt like the area that I had the most experience in and the area that I could be more knowledgeable about. So it made sense that I stick with something that I knew. Right, what you know is a common rule that you're given, which I don't always agree with, but there you go. And it seemed like the best option for me. The fact that I enjoy writing teenagers added to why I stayed with writing adult, but generally that first decision was because I was a young adult at the time and it made sense to stick with what I knew and what I knew I could produce. Number 3, why did you make the decision to go indie? Again, I've talked about this before, but basically it's a question I get asked a lot. Basically, I did make the decision to go indie because of my health, because of my own situation. I decided that going indie was the best thing for me. I did have a publishing contract, but it fell through when my health interceded as such and stopped me from being able to meet the deadlines that were set. I don't deal well with stress, I never have, but with the conditions I have, it made no sense to push myself when I could do what I wanted to do and do it well and not have all the added stress to it. Number 4, who's your favourite character to write? Oh, this is like asking me to choose my favourite child. I have written a lot of characters, but I think the only way I can narrow this down is by saying my favourite character to write is the one that I've written the longest, and that's Tara. Simply because she has been a character of mine since 2001, 2003 time, when I created her and started writing her story. I then recently, like last month or last year, finished the final book in her story. And so for the whole of my writing career, Tara has been walking along beside me and being that constant. And because of that, I know her best, I know her well, I know exactly how she'll react to any situation in any circumstances, and for that, she has to be the favourite, I guess. Having said that, I do love all my other characters. There's none of them that I've written and thought, oh god, this was so hard. No, I like them all. Number 5, do you plan to continue releasing 2 books a year after this year? See, I never thought I'd ever get to the point where I can release 2 books a year, but the fact that I'm there now is kind of scary enough as it is. The short answer is I don't know. It's possible that I will be able to keep up with the editing and the proofreading and all of that and be able to keep up with it enough to be able to release 2 books next year as well as this year. It's possible that I don't. At the moment it's more a trial by fire and see what goes. I wanted to start releasing 2 books because I've started to get quite a lot of backlog because I've been writing more and more, and because of that I wanted to be able to keep up with that by releasing books more often than I was before. So at the moment I'm not sure, but we shall see. Number 6, how do you stay focused and on target? You write like a ton and it feels like you're always writing. It does feel like I'm always writing because I pretty much am always writing. It's kind of my job. How do I stay focused and on target? I set myself 8 chapters a month to finish. I have a private blog where I have a list of things I have to achieve that month. I also use sticky notes, which I've talked about in the past, and I set myself one thing to do every day, so that if I don't do anything but that one thing, I know I've achieved at least achieved that. With the sticky posts that I use, I basically set myself 8 chapters for each book, and as long as I finish those, I'm generally okay with myself. Usually I do finish those, usually around the beginning of the month, and then I move on to what I call bonus chapters. How do I stay focused? I'm just very organised, and I'm very aware that I have a limited amount of energy, spoons or whatever you want to call it, and if I want to spend it doing what I love, I need to be careful and be proactive about how I do that. So that means that I need to make sure that I meet my goals. So in that respect, it's being organised that keeps me focused and on target. Number 7, will you ever write adult fiction? If not, why? Never say never, but I have no plans to write adult fiction. I have no plans to branch out into adult fiction simply because I don't want to. I might branch out into new adult fiction because it gets close to that age range, and I did wonder at one point if Tara Story would go beyond into new adult, but it didn't. But having said that, one of the books I'm working on right now could technically, I guess, it kind of straddles the gap between young adult and new adult, so it really does depend on where I decide to draw the line as such. Having said that, I don't want to write adult crime books, I don't want to write adult mystery books, I don't want to write adult paranormal books. I like the niche I'm in, and I like the characters I'm writing, and I like the freedom that it gives me, so probably not write adult fiction. Number 8, why do you wear oxygen in all your videos? Simply because I can't breathe the wireless kind, which is what my friend told me once. She said, hey, they should invent wireless oxygen, and I'm like, yeah, that's called air. But basically I have a lung condition, I take supplemental oxygen. I go into it, but it's long and boring, and yeah. Number 9, what are you working on at the moment? I'm writing the second book in the Lights Out trilogy. It's called Lights On, and I'm working on that, and I'm up to, I think, chapter 19. It's really interesting and I'm really enjoying it. It's dystopian, sort of like, more dystopian with some crime mystery elements to it. And I'm really enjoying where it's going. When I started the first book, I wasn't actually sure that it was going to go this way. I thought for sure that it would just be a standalone and that would be it. But now it's kind of gone this way, and I'm actually feeling kind of like, ooh, didn't see that one coming. And the other book I'm writing is the first in a series, a new series, about a girl called Jessie who is an empath. She can literally feel other people's emotional and physical pain, and it's going to be interesting to see where that takes me. So it's going to have a crime mystery element to it as well as the paranormal element. And finally, number 10. Do you do much reading? What are your favourite genres? I read a lot. I read like 150 books last year, or over 150 books last year. The year before I read over 180. It's my goal to read 150 books a year, and I generally spend a lot of my downtime reading, because when you're resting in bed there really isn't much else you can do, and it gets really boring really quickly. So I read mystery, I read crime, I read romance, I love historical fiction, which I didn't really realise I even knew was a genre until I read a really, really good one, and now I'm hooked. I read young adult, I read new adult, I read adult. I really pretty much will read anything if the back of the book or the storyline isn't enticing enough. So yeah, I do a lot of reading. So that's all I've got time for you today. If you want to send some more questions, you can do so by contacting me on, put them in the comments, or you can contact me on Facebook or Tumblr or Goodreads or Twitter. My books are available in ebook and paperback on Amazon, and you can pick them up. And don't forget to check out The Darker Side of Fiction 2017, where I will be signing books in October, all the links to which are listed below. And I will see you on the 28th. Bye!